The Minnesota Vikings are already having one of the best off seasons in the NFL, but are now just one move away from cementing themselves as a potential dynasty for years to come. Now, with the NFL draft a little less than a month away, have you thought about who the perfect fit would be for them and who they are already targeting? Well, lucky for you, we know exactly what they want to do. But before we get into that, let's talk about what they've done in free agency and why they're already dominating. Now, right off the bat, they've added 3 day 1 starters to their defense, which I think is going to be ultimately game changing. One of them, Jonathan Allen. This dude is an absolute force up in the interior of the defensive line. Only played about 300 snaps in 2024, but when he played consistently in 2023 and 2022, this dude was an absolute force. Absolute force getting to the quarterback. Was one of the best in football for the past 2022 and 2023. And again, I think he is going to be such a big time pickup. I mean, look at this against the Detroit Lions. He is going to absolutely demoralize this left guard. Push him back, 2, 3, 4 yards. Actually picks him up off his feet. Let me show you one more time here. Look at him pick him up off his feet. Whoop, bring him back 2 yards. Whoop, bring him back 2 yards. Get to the front of the quarterback and then to force a really bad pass out of bounds. Now, the reason I'm not talking about, Ryan Kelly or Will Fries is because I'm talking about a defensive player that I think they're going to add in this NFL draft that's going to fit in perfectly with what they've already done. And then they add a guy like Javon Hargrave. Now, the reason I like these two signings a ton and honestly give it an A+ is because the Philadelphia Eagles just gave you a blueprint. How do you win a Super Bowl? Having depth along the defensive line, having guys that can rotate in and give you day 1 pass rush grade out the gate. Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen alongside Jonathan Grenard and Andrew Van Ginkel. Dallas Turner is going to be an absolute cheat code. And when you look at the Vikings last season, they ranked number 16th in the NFL in QB sack percentage for the defensive side of the ball. Jonathan Allen, look at this play. Look at this play. Demoralizes that guard once again, just like Jonathan Allen did previously versus Detroit. Gets it to the backfield and explodes for a sack on Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams. This dude is a freak, just like Allen. And then you talk about a guy like Isaiah Rodgers. Not only do they bring back Byron Murphy, but adding Isaiah Rodgers, a Super Bowl champion defensive back who, yes, didn't play a ton this season, but man, when he was on the football field, he was super productive. I mean, look at this, right? He's going to get one-on-one man coverage with Jamar Chase, one of the highest paid wide receivers in the NFL. And as we get this one-on-one coverage, he does allow him a little bit of separation, but look at his ability to look back for the football, avoid any penalty, and then boom, swat this ball down into his teammate's hand for the interception. This is a guy who is an absolute team player who got suspended for gambling, but now is and was before one of the best DBs in football. I think he's going to step in and be an absolute dynamic upgrade for this Minnesota Vikings defense. I mean, look at him. He ranked 20th. He ranked the 20th best cornerback in football last season. 14th out of 222 DBs in terms of run defense and 31st in terms of coverage grade. This is a guy that is a massive upgrade for the Minnesota Vikings secondary, and I am super excited about this one. Now, we can sit here all day and talk about what they've added to the defense. JJ McCarthy is going to be the most important X factor for this team, right? He is their X factor. If he has a good season, they will have a good season. You can make as many defensive additions to the team as you want. If JJ McCarthy can have a good season, they are going to be insanely good this year and may even win a Super Bowl. I'm really going to cap it off at that, at the very highest, right? Obviously, winning a Super Bowl is the best thing you can do. So, guys, I've got confidence in this team, and I've got confidence in JJ McCarthy. I mean, look at this play here. I know it's a very small sample size, but we got a loaded box here by the Las Vegas Raiders. We got man-to-man or at least one-on-one coverage for the most part. Now, we do have one deep safety. I know you guys can't see him on your screen, but he is back there. Look at JJ McCarthy manipulate this safety. He's going to drop back. He's staring down that safety. The only reason he's staring him down, and again, I know you can't see him, but he wants to keep him in line instead of rotating one way. right? So if you can just keep him in that straight line, now we keep this one-on-one coverage. He looks, he shoots, he fires a absolute missile down the left sideline. Beautiful ball to, I believe, Lucky Jackson, who I think is a really good receiver, and I think has a lot of potential to be a solid receiver in the NFL. But again, J.J. McCarthy, the entire franchise rests on his shoulders right now. I think he's going to be really good. But there is one player that I think if they draft, it's going to change the entirety of this defense. We're going to break that down right now. However, before we dive into it, do me a favor, hit the like button if you want more Vikings videos, but more importantly, comment down below P2, okay? All this tells me is that you guys like the videos and you guys want more, okay? So if I see P2 a lot in the comments, I'm going to get another one of these out for you ASAP. Most importantly, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, guys. It's free, doesn't cost anything. And with that being said, let's talk about the dream prospect for the Minnesota Vikings, who I already know they're looking into. Now, the draft prospect that I think would be an absolute perfect fit here for the Minnesota Vikings is a hybrid safety linebacker. I mean, the dude can do a lot of different things for your football team. But South Carolina safety Nick Emenwari, this dude beast, right? Got great frame at 6'3", 227 pounds. That frame allows him to not only play linebacker, like as in sub packages, but gives you effectability in terms of guarding tight ends and bigger receivers. Look at this play here. So we're just going to get a corner out to the front right pylon of the end zone. Look at this dude in coverage, right? He was actually ranked, I think, 86 on PFF with his coverage grade. This is a guy that can do a lot of different things for you, whether it's play in the box as a linebacker, play man-to-man coverage versus a tight end, or even wide receivers in some cases. He can play deep safety, but also can help out in run support. I love this potential pickup here for the Minnesota Vikings. And you tell me, who do you think would be a perfect fit for the Minnesota Vikings with their first pick? Another thing I love about Nick Emenwari is the speed. I mean, this dude ran a, 4.38 40-yard dash, had a 43-inch vertical, and had a 11'6" broad jump. These numbers are, I mean, a sign of just a freak athlete. Look at this play here by him getting out into the flats, making a big time tackle on the running back, throwing him back about 3 yards. This guy would be an absolute beast alongside, not only Josh Metellus, but you have Harrison Smith, which is a reason a lot of people are like, no, we don't need him. But guys, listen, at some point, Harrison Smith is going to be gone. And what would be more perfect than adding this dude right here, right, to learn behind Harrison Smith, and then eventually, maybe even next season, take over as a star safety for the Minnesota Vikings, right? So that's my favorite prospect for the Vikings. I agree that maybe a guy like Tyler Booker or someone along the interior of the offensive line, left guard, would be a really good addition. If you want to continue to stack up that defensive line with more depth, I wouldn't hate going that route either. Maybe you go out and draft a guy like, I don't know. I mean, the dude from Kentucky, the cornerback from Kentucky, Maxwell Harrison, I believe his name is. He could be a really good addition, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the family. Who do you think would be the best pickup for the Vikings in the NFL draft? And grade their free agency so far. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.